I've been inspired with how Dubai also evolves. I would even say like Dubai is like one of the leaders in terms of construction, in terms of design, innovation, especially when it comes to construction. So as an architect, like it's just inspiring to be in this region, especially at my age or like this generation of architects.
I actually started recently at this company about in September last year, but actually I've been working in Dubai for 10 years now, since graduation. Actually, I studied here.
Hi, my name is Alan George. I work as a senior architect for Orange Design Group.
I'm John Carlos. I'm working with Orange Design Group right now as senior architect and BIM manager. I've been working with Archicad for more than 10 years now. I'm also a certified BIM manager under Graphisoft's learning.
Experience now has been since longer than my working professional career. I've actually been using Archicad since, I'd say, 2008.
I have been using Archicad for, I want to say, almost 2 decades, basically. I learned Archicad when I was in university exclusively, and then have been fortunate enough to work with a lot of firms that specialized in using Archicad exclusively, in the sense that the entire workflow of the project was isolated to Archicad, which was quite liberating. And I found it quite strange why other softwares don't do that, because it seemed like such a standard way to do things.
It's really a good tool in terms of like communicating and visualizing your ideas. It's very flexible, very user-friendly, especially to designers like us.
For me, actually, I was given the option. We were introduced to Archicad and another industry standard, Revit, for example. But personally, for me, I preferred the UI. It's a lot more intuitive and user-friendly. When it comes to Archicad, I quite like it. It's a lot easier to customize and import things, at least in my opinion.
To collaboration, it's so free and it's so flexible to anyone who wants to be a part of it. Not like only our internal team here in the company, but at the same time, like all our other sub-consultants, like we get to BIMX, of course, as you know, it's a very powerful tool, and also like exporting and importing different like files and softwares.
Especially as designers, we never have time. We always want to get the quickest possible friction-free route to the result.
Archicad, because as a designer, you're more on the creative side. You're more on the how do we make it work while considering the aesthetics of it. And with Archicad, like with all of its tools, with all of its capability to give the designer what we need in order to deliver ideas, I feel like it really has that, working with layers, surfaces, all the morphing, which is like a very SketchUp tool, so all of these special capabilities that Archicad has, it has worked to our advantage as designers. Very closely with the client, we try to, give them their dream, and giving that to them using Archicad has made it really easy for us. More fun, even, I would say.
There's a lot of extras that come with Archicad that I really prefer, especially when it comes to interfacing with your clients, such as the BIMX. It's a really powerful tool, and I really enjoy presenting that. It actually has a good wow effect, I find. They really like that interactive element to it with the BIMX. There was a project in particular that's quite prestigious. It was a cultural project. And as I said, we had to do a lot of coordination in 3D. It wasn't easy to just, let's just build over it. You can't. So because of that, we had to work with IFC. So we came up with a BIM execution plan. It became seamless. We set a schedule and we would do an exchange. Now, in that case, the platform for the review was through BIM 360, which is not Archicad. But I was able to even do it in Archicad itself, turn on the model. I have tried to dip back into Revit, but for me personally, I find that Archicad's a lot more intuitive and a lot easier for beginners to understand.
I think the thing about Archicad is there is this overall sort of perception that, in my mind, all BIM softwares are not created equal, right? There is this notion that if I use Revit, for example, it's the equivalent of Archicad, or phrase Archicad is the equivalent of Revit. Essentially, it's an open BIM type, built software, whatever it is. In my opinion, I feel Archicad is leaps and bounds ahead because they were actually doing this way before anybody else did.
Having it as a 3D visual with your cut through, seeing your architecture with the structure on top and your MEP in green also overlaid in 3D, not in 2D, was so much easier when it came to coordination.
But the beauty with Archicad is that, like, when you buy your subscription or even when you buy your perpetual licenses, everything comes along with it already, and all of the necessary add-ons that we need as a consultant.
People don't like change, but if you show them the benefits, like there's a lot of tools and tricks with Archicad that makes your workflow so much easier, which I love.
Behind, in terms of letting people know what Archicad is, like, we're getting there. We're getting there, and I think it's not just it works to our advantage, to be honest. It helps us get more projects because we're presenting them something. We're presenting the clients, the stakeholders, something that they haven't seen before. And to them, this is something that's like advanced, something that is revolutionary, and it is. So ever since my whole professional career, let's say, I've been working with Archicad, and never looked back to any other softwares, just like moving forward with